I'm out here in the Imperial sand dunes on my way home from LA, and I thought I would stop here and spend a night or two in these beautiful sand dunes. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to take the bike out for a ride at sunrise and see how she does in the sand. So I left Anza Borrego and headed over to the Salton Sea to poke around that area for a bit. The Salton Sea is sort of a failed lake resort project that was built a long time ago, and it just never really worked out, and so now it's just kind of this somewhat dry lake bed out here in Southern California. I passed through Salton Sea and then I came out here to the Imperial Sand Dunes OHV area. That's off-highway vehicle for those of you that don't know what that means. And this is an area where you can ride your off-road vehicles in the biggest sand dunes in North America. And it's a real off-road haven. Lots of people come out here mostly to ride their quads and their ATVs and things like that. I see all kinds of big fifth wheel trailers and RVs, and I'm gonna just kind of try to find my own place to post up out here in the desert and test out the little Husky. I spent the day driving around this area in the van and testing out the four-wheel drive in the sand. I don't really have a lot of sand driving experience. I've done a lot more rocky mountain roads, but not a lot of sand driving. I've done a little bit, but this today was really a good test. And so I dropped the tire pressure. I carry an ARB rapid deflator and it works really well. I just hook it up to the valves, pull the valve stem out, let the air out of the tire. It takes maybe a minute at the most for each tire. And then it puts the valve stem right back in there and I'm on my way. There are a couple of things you have to know if you decide to come out here and ride in the Imperial Sand Dunes. Number one, you need to get a permit, and that season ends in 5 days, but I'm still within that season, so I did pick up my $50 permit to ride out here. And you have to have a safety flag on your vehicle. It's got to be mounted to your vehicle at least 8 feet off the ground. And other than that, I can just go out here and ride and camp and have fun. I decided not to camp next to all the other RVs with their generators and starting their engines and all that, and I decided to camp out in the sand dunes. Found this really cool spot and I'm just perched up on top of a sand dune, but it's a really awesome place. I kind of feel like I'm in the Sahara Desert or something like that. I wanted to find a camping spot that was kind of away from the rest of the crowds out here, because a lot of the camping areas are pretty crowded with RVs and toy haulers and fifth wheels and generators, and it's just quite a scene, and I'm not really into that. That said, I am pretty close to the highway here, only because I didn't really want to get too far into the backcountry yet without getting a little more confidence going through this kind of terrain with my van, so I thought I would stick sort of close to the edge, and that just happens to be where I'm at. But I've got a really cool campsite set up here. I'm gonna cook some dinner, have a drink, and just watch the sun go down over these amazing sand dunes. Probably took me about 3 or 4 minutes to get this awning set up in even slightly breezy conditions, so not bad at all. I'm not used to this kind of action where I camp. Seeing these dune buggies drive around with their multicolored LED lights in the night is actually pretty cool. Got this hot desert breeze blowing in from the west over here. This is going to be a really nice camp out. Hope you enjoyed this campsite evening. I saved a chair for you tonight. What a beautiful place to wake up. It's cool, and I'm sitting here up on this dune overlooking the highway in the distance and the great Imperial sand dunes of Southern California. And I'm gonna go for a little ride on the new Husky. So the basic idea was I just wanted to go for a ride on my new motorcycle in the sand. Not a big ride, just right around the campsite here up in these sand dunes. And it didn't go as I planned. The biggest problem was that I couldn't get the traction control to turn off, and so I wasn't able to get any power to the rear wheel to get really going. And I thought all I had to do was press and hold the traction control button for 5 seconds and it would turn off. Adding to the complications was that I was trying to film this, of course, with my GoPro and with my drone. And the GoPro is pretty easy. You just turn it on and forget about it. The drone is a little more complicated because, you know, I can't control the drone while I'm doing this. So I wanted to have it in follow me mode, which I put it into follow me mode, and then I put the controller in the tank bag because I don't have anywhere else to put it. So therefore I can't monitor the drone, see what it's doing, if it's following me. And it didn't always, but I'm gonna go back and give it one more shot, see if I can get the bike up to enough speed to turn on the traction control, because that's what I learned reading the manual, is that the bike has to be going 2.5 miles an hour or greater. Then you have to press the traction control button and hold it for 5 seconds. We'll give it one more shot. I'm gonna put another battery in the drone. We'll see what we can do this time. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video about riding my new Husqvarna 701 here in the Imperial sand dunes. I've had a lot of fun riding this bike, and I've had a lot of fun just driving around in these sand dunes in the van. It was a really good opportunity to test out my four-wheel drive, to get out in some of these sandy washes and sand dunes. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. There's definitely going to be more to come as I get out and explore the backcountry in my smaller Enduro motorcycle. Thanks again.